everybody, welcome back. I'm Jason with Premier Guitar, and we're with Dave from Aguilar, and we're going to talk about a pair of new pedals that you guys are releasing. So Dave, good to see you, man.
Nice to see you, Jason.
All right, so tell us, we have two pedals. We have a compressor and a preamp. Which one do you want to start with first?
Yeah, well, why don't we start with the DB599? That's the newest one. This is a bass compressor pedal, and you know, I remember back when I first started playing, everybody told me I needed a compressor, Didn't quite understand why, and when I bought one, I didn't understand how to use it. But bass is a very dynamic instrument, so a compressor is a really useful pedal in taming that a little bit so that you fit into the mix better. So
Nice.
Yeah. So the DB599, the idea is that we wanted to make it super user-friendly, super intuitive. So it actually has one knob for the compression and then one knob for the gain makeup.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so the compression ratio, the attack and release is all set in a very musical fashion. But for for someone who doesn't want to be thinking about slopes and ratios and everything, it's just a great, quick way to get a great bass sound.
Got it. So if you were, like you said, when you first got a compressor, you were kind of confused. I'm sure those compressors probably had a lot more controls and knobs and terminology.
Yeah.
When somebody picks up a compressor like this that just has the two controls, how would you recommend setting it for their particular playing style?
Sure. Well, so if you're going to be going for a finger style sound, the beginning part of the sweep is a little bit more appropriate for a finger style sound. It's a little bit softer compression. And if somebody wants a little bit more, the more compression you want, the more you turn it up. So it's actually that intuitive. You want a little bit, start off a little bit, and the more you want, and I guess it's kind of in relationship to the sound you're going for and how dynamic the playing style is. So something like slapping, or you're really digging in with a pick, you might want to turn it up a little bit more.
Gotcha. And then how would you adjust the gain?
Yeah, the gain makeup, as you compress, you lose a little bit of gain. You get a little softer. So the gain makeup, you just turn it up to just level match.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So the more compression you have, maybe the more gain you might want
Exactly.
to have, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm. Generally speaking.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what'll be the price on that new compressor?
The DB599 has a street price of $169.
Nice. All right, let's move over to the preamp now, and you can walk us through that.
Sure. So similar concept. Preamps are a very useful tool, but we wanted to make it intuitive and musical. And the DB925 is a two-band broadband boost. And broadband boost is important because when you boost the frequency, it doesn't unbalance your instrument because you're boosting that frequency and those around it in a broad fashion. That's why, going back to the studio days and since the beginning of Aguilar, it's been how we've used our EQ to create that really rich organic sound that thickens things up and fattens it without unbalancing the instrument.
All right, Dave, so this pedal also has a similar, at least in number, control set to the compressor. Real simple. Just treble and bass. So why don't you walk us through what those controls can do in the sweep of each one?
Sure. So I'm just going to sweep the bass control, and it is flat when it is all the way down. So we're starting with them all the way counterclockwise, and this is the A string. So it gets a really nice fat sound across all the strings. And then similarly for the treble control, it's going to add a nice sheen to everything in a very musical way that doesn't make just the G string jump out at you or anything. It's going to add clarity to every note you play, but I'll sweep it a little bit for context.
And it sounds like even the upper extremes of those controls don't either get too boomy or too harsh and busy.
Yep. You can get a little bit more extreme. I didn't dime them all the way, but it's the idea is that it's a really organic sound that should add musicality to what you're doing.
And where would you kind of put this preamp in your signal chain?
That's a good question. It depends. It's we'd put the compressor first, and then the EQ usually goes towards the end of the signal chain.
That's good to know. And what will be the price on this one?
$149.
$149. All right. Well, Dave, thank you so much. Where can people go online to find out more information about the two new pedals from Aguilar and everything else you guys make?
Sure. Go to aguilaramp.com and you'll find all the information about all the Aguilar products.
Excellent. All right, Dave, we're going to have you play us out. This is Jason Shadrick with Premier Guitar. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be caught up with all of the latest gear demos.
Thanks, Jason.